This video is brought to you by Greater Commons. Greater learning, greater opportunities, greater life. Visit us at greatercommons.com. So the first one here is create a program that stores two int values in two different variables, multiplies the values in those variables together and stores the result in a third variable, then prints out the value of the third variable. So let me just show you that so you get a sense of what I'm asking for. So I'm going to have one variable a colon equals 42, b colon equals 78, c colon equals a plus b, func print line c. All right, so that's what I'm asking for when I say stores two int values in two different variables, multiplies the values in those variables together, and stores the result in a third variable. So I need to multiply. Multiplication is that, the star. Oh!
I kept thinking I was just missing it. I'm like, maybe he's typing at the top. Maybe he's typing at the bottom. Maybe he's...
Thank you. I forgot to switch my screen. It's in the video. The video captured it. Speak up. Thank you.
I thought you were editing the one spot I wasn't looking at. I was like trying to scour the
All right,
document.
so you can see it now.
Yeah.
Right? Declare one variable, declare another variable, multiply them together, and assign that to a third variable, and then print out the third variable. Okay? And the next assignment is a func that stores your name. Create a func which stores your name in a variable, stores your age in a variable, and prints your name and your age. So I need to create a func, so I'm going to get rid of this. Let me get this share URL. I'm going to copy that, and I'm going to drop it into our notes. And just going to make these smaller. 3 variables assignment. Okay. This is a week 02. I'll make that also week 02. So the next one is a func. And stores your name, stores your age, and prints it. So I need to do that in a func. Func, I don't know, foo, common. And here it's going to be a colon equals Todd, James. B colon equals 32, func print line AB, and I need to call that run it right there. These block level scope, these variables exist independent of each other. It's not a good practice to call them A, B here and A, B here because now I'm going to be confused. Are they related somehow? But they're different scopes, so that you can totally do that. It'll be fine, right? But it's better to call this like D, E, or whatever variable names you want to give them. Undefined AB, that needs to be DE too. So I would get rid of all this stuff here, and that would be the solution. You guys are all going to think my name's James, because I like to use the James Bond analogy. My name's Todd. Like, doesn't that dude know his name? He keeps like starting out typing Todd, and he switches to James. And I'm just going to share this one, and here would be your homework solution for func with name and age, okay? Is this helpful to people? Raise your hand. Or cool. So the next homework solution is create a func which takes 2 arguments. This is new. Okay? It's going to take 2 arguments, a value of type string and a value of type int. So this func is going to take a value of type string. So I'm going to call it first string, or name. I'll call it, I don't know, FN for first name, and that's going to be a string. And then age, I'll just call it n, and it'll be type int. And then I'm going to print fn and n. And in foo, I'm going to pass in there's the truth. Look at that. Okay, so now you've created a function that has 2 parameters. We call these parameters when we build the function, when we write the function, create the function. Those are called parameters. So my function foo, my func foo, has 2 parameters. And then when I call foo up here, I'm passing in 2 arguments. Those are called arguments when you pass them in. So func foo takes a string and an int, and then it prints that string and that int out. And so when I call foo and pass in Todd and 45, what's it going to do?
List your name and your age.
It's going to print my name and age, right? Now this is abstraction. We've abstracted our code. Instead of just having it all in main, we've modularized it and put it into a function. Created a little module. In the early days of programming, there was spaghetti code. When I first started learning to code, we used BASIC at Clark Junior High in 1981 or 2. And all the code was on one page, and we used goto statements to jump around on the page. But that was spaghetti code, and then they came up with structured programming or procedural programming. Structured or procedural? Yeah. Broke everything up into little procedures. So here we're breaking things up into a little procedure, and we're starting to modularize our code. And the reason that that's nice is I could reuse the same stuff over and over. What's that going to do? Oh, shoot. What's that going to do? It's just going to call the same function again with different arguments passed in.
So you don't have to do another print lane FN.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
You know, so I've created some functionality which could be reused over and over.
I was just going to say the same thing, that you're writing small programs and then executing them with just the values.
Yeah. So if I run this one now,
Kind of sounds like JavaScript. The terminology.
so I'm going to share this and drop this one as the next answer. And this is a func which takes 2 args. Okay? Create a func which takes 2 arguments, string and an int, should print out 2 values. Main should call the func, pass in your name and age. Call the func again and pass in the name of age one of your friends. So that's totally your homework right there. So now you should be able to create, oh, now we got to learn about return. So why don't you create a func that takes 2 arguments? Okie dokie? And use that func twice.